reading from the book of Job. Job answered his friends and said, I know well that it is so, but how can a man be justified before God? Should one wish to contend with him, he could not answer him once in 1,000 times. God is wise in heart and mighty in strength. Who has withstood him and remained unscathed? He removes the mountains before they know it. He overturns them in his anger. He shakes the earth out of its place, and the pillars beneath it tremble. He commands the sun, and it rises not. He seals up the stars. He alone stretches out the heavens and treads upon the crest of the sea. He made the Bear and Orion and Pleiades and the constellations of the south. He does great things past finding out, marvelous things beyond reckoning. Should he come near me, I see him not. Should he pass by, I am not aware of him. Should he seize me forcibly, who can say him nay? Who can say to him, what are you doing? How much less shall I give him any answer or choose out arguments against him? Even though I were right, I could not answer him, but should rather beg for what was due me. If I appealed to him and he answered my call, I could not believe that he would hearken to my words. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Responsorial Psalm. Let my prayer come before you.
Let my prayer come before you.
Daily I call upon you, O Lord. To you I stretch out my hands. Will you work wonders for the dead? Will the shades arise to give you thanks? Let my prayer come before you, Lord. Do they declare your mercy in the grave, your faithfulness among those who have perished? Are your wonders made known in the darkness, or your justice in the land of Oblivion? Let my prayer come before you, Lord. But I, O Lord, cry out to you. With my morning prayer I wait upon you. Why, O Lord, do you reject me? Why hide from me your face? Let my prayer come before you, Lord.
Alleluia, 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 alleluia. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. As Jesus and his disciples were proceeding on their journey, someone said to him, I will follow you wherever you go. Jesus answered him, Foxes have dens, the birds of the sky have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. To another he said, Follow me. But he replied, Lord, let me first go bury my father. But he answered him, Let the dead bury their dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God. And to another who said, I will follow you, Lord, but first let me say farewell to my family at home. Jesus answered him, No one who has set a hand to the plow and looks to what was left behind is fit for the kingdom of God. The Gospel of the Lord. Again, we have a series of conflations and conjunctions, I think, when we consider the fact that it was a bizarre kind of a situation that got Lorenzo Ruiz into missionary work in the first place. He was accused of taking part in a murder. And so he fled the Philippines and found himself as a lay missionary in Japan. He found himself also a martyr in Japan, particularly in the area around Nagasaki. Now, what's interesting is that we only just a few weeks ago celebrated the martyrdom of St. Andrew Kim Taegon and Paul Ha-Song-Chang, okay, they were martyrs of the church in Korea. But the Koreans received the faith first from Japanese soldiers that came and preached the gospel to them before priests ever came into Korea. The same thing then becomes true, relatively speaking, in Japan. So we've got Francis Xavier preaching in Japan. Now you got these missionaries coming in from the Philippine Islands, bringing the good news of Jesus Christ to the Japanese, and it's from there that the Koreans are going to receive the good news. So one martyrdom leads to another, you might say, and Tertullian in the 2nd century said it well, and it proves itself out in these connections, that the blood of the martyrs is the seedbed of the church. So the death of one collection of martyrs leads to the formation of a new Christian community somewhere else, that leads to more martyrs, that leads to another Christian community somewhere else, etc. So it's a beautiful thing to see the way in which faithfulness actually bears tremendous fruit. We can ask the Lord then to help us to bear fruit also, without necessarily shedding our blood, but by living the great witness of Jesus Christ to others. Let us stand and pray.